Good morning. This is Mike in Detroit with, I think this is song number 3 in our little series we're doing here. Beginners, intermediates, you can play in church. If you haven't watched that video, go through the channel and find that video that I give a little bit more theoretical explanation. These are song examples that I think are well within the grasp of beginners and intermediates. And let's go through this. This is another worship song. I love you, Lord, today. Key is D flat. And I think I mentioned in the other video that's one of our favorite keys because all the black keys are available to us. So let's get into this song. We're going to figure out how to play it. This song does have a lot to teach us that is transferable to other songs. So like many songs, this song starts on the 1 chord, Lord, I love you. A little melody, D flat. Now for you beginners, you certainly can play this in your right hand, just a D flat chord in second inversion. For your intermediates, you can add the 9th and the major 7. Now for you intermediates, this sort of looks like an F minor chord in first inversion, and it is. If you've gone through my intermediate series, you will probably understand why that is. Here comes that 1 to 4 progression that we love in gospel. So basically we have a G flat chord over a drone, D flat. So it basically starts as a 1-4-5 song, Lord, I love you. Now we're going to go to the 5 chord. Now there's a particular way I'm voicing this chord. Sort of looks like E minor over A flat for you beginners. But here's the flat 7, here's the 9, and here's the 5th. And we're going to use this voicing throughout this song, so you want to capture this voicing and take it to other songs too. The reason why it sounds good is that it captures the melody and it throws that beautiful 9th in. So far we have Lord, I love you to the 4 chord over a pedal point, to the 5 chord, back to 1. So get that, learn songs in sort of chunks. So that's a phrase, Lord, I love you, I love you. We're back at the beginning again. Now again, I played this a little bit intermediate. You can certainly, beginners, play this chord. Now beginners, you can play this chord. Right? Nothing wrong with that. Intermediates, you want to play it like this. Now we're heading for the 6th chord, so we need a minor 7 flat 5 to a 7 to get to 6th chord. 2 5 1 2 minor. We're going to play it like this. That's a little bit intermediate. Let me play that again. So here is the C minor 7 flat 5. I think you beginners and intermediates should play it sort of like this. It's a C minor 7 flat 5, and I'm playing one of my favorite chords in life. I mean, really. This is a F7 sharp 5 sharp 9, and that takes me to B flat minor. So let's do it beginner. So if I was a beginner, I'd go here. Same chords, just a different voicing. So let's do that again. Now I need an F7 and then to B flat minor. Now you notice B flat minor is nothing more than D flat major over B flat bass. But if you're intermediate, let's go for this. Let's go here. And again, these voicings were emphasized in my intermediate series. So let's go back to the beginning, and I love you to the 4th chord. So we're on the 6th chord. 6th chord likes to go to the 2 chord, but this time we're going to do a 2 dominant chord. You can leave out that C if you're a beginner, or just play these 2 notes if you're a beginner. But if you're intermediate, you want that richness there. So 2 dominant wants to go to 2 minor. Bass stays the same. Here comes that 5 voicing I told you to memorize, because we're going to be using that over and over again. You could do a 5 sus. Okay, that's for you intermediate folks. You can go, sorry. And this second phrase is similar to the first phrase. Now, last time we went to the 6th chord. This time we're going to go to the 4th chord. So we need a 2 5 1 to the 4th chord. I told you this song has a lot to teach us. So we have 2 5 1 minor we did already. Remember the 2 5 1? This time we're gonna go. Now our target is the 4th chord. That's an A flat minor to a D flat 7. To the 4th chord, to a G flat major. Now I'm playing a G flat major 7. I think that's within the realm of upper beginners, but if it is, then you can play that. But this, you really don't need this because you have a G flat in your bass, so you could easily play this or this. So, from the top, Lord, I love you, 1 chord, 4 over 1, 5, back to 1. We need to get to the 6th chord, so we need a 2 5 1 to get me to the 6th chord, to a 2 dominant, to a 2 minor, to the 5, back to 1, to the 4. Now we're going to 2 5 5. It's a 2-5 walk up. If you hear that, you know you're in church. So let's slow that down so you can get it. It's a 2 minor 7 flat 5. It actually sounds good, but it's not that hard to play. Once you have this voicing, there's your right hand, left hand is over E flat. Now your next chord, so your bass is walking up the scale. Boom, boom, boom. From the 2, 3, 4, 5. The chords are. So let's get that one. So we can actually look at the degrees of this chord. Here's the minor 7. Here's the flat 5. In E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 5. Flat 5, flat 7, root, and the minor 3rd. And you need those numbers in case I'm sure you will, you want to play this walk up in different keys. Now the second chord, you go here. That's just the key you're in. That's a D flat chord. We're in the key of D flat. So, but remember the bass is walking up the scale. Now we're gonna walk up the scale again, but we're gonna go back to that chord we did first. And then we're gonna play 1/5. So let's just look at the right hand. Just back and forth. Sounds funny by itself, but when you add that walk to it in the bass, so just remember the bass is walking up scale-wise. The right hand is playing a minor 7 flat 5, and then the key of the song, and then so that's a 2 to 5 walk up gospel time. So everybody's heard that. So from the top, I love you. 4. To the 6th chord. To 2 major. Now 2 minor. To the 5. Second phrase, same as the first. Now we're going to the 4 chord, but we're going via a 2-5-1. Now we have arrived at the 4 chord. Now let's do that gospel walk up. 5 wants to go. 5 is going to 6. We've seen the 6th chord because remember we did the 6th chord earlier. You can play it here or here, depends on how advanced you are. Now we need a 2-5-1 to get home. 2, 5. Arpeggios are your friend. On the 1 chord, a lot of times in gospel or in church, you just can't abruptly end songs. So let's go back to the walk up again. To the 6th chord. 5, 6, 2, 5. Now I'm gonna do this. I want you to get this voicing. I don't care if you're beginner or intermediate. This voicing here is beautiful, especially in this key. Because I can change my bass and I can go from 1 to 4 and keep this right hand. Watch this. even after the song is over, I can keep the flow going. So my left hand is thinking going from 1 to 4. I could throw in another chord, but you play around with your left hand. But right now, we're going to do 1, 4, loop, 1 to 4, back and forth. And this is our right hand. A flat, D flat, E flat, A flat. Now, play around with this in sort of a improvising kind of way. Go to the 4 chord, go up here. You have to play with the dynamics, how loud or how soft, the rhythm. Now you're in the background. The song's over, and you just want to keep the flow going, and this is a good way to do it. Now, this is where you have to listen. If it quiets down, you quiet down. If the spirit comes back up, you're already on the 1 chord, and you can get right back into the song anywhere you want to. One more time. This is for you intermediates. You can start fooling around with the song from a melodic point of view. Now 2 minor. I'm on this 2 chord, but I'm playing these notes, and arpeggios are available to 2 chord. I feel a little slow. I stretch the song out a little bit of a repose. Here comes the 5 chord. I can do the same thing. This time I'm gonna end on a 4/1. It's like an amen thing. I'm gonna go right into my little flow. So, you go into the flow because people love this song. I do. I'm sure you do. That's why I chose it. I want you to learn how to play it. But people at the end of the song do not want to let the song go. And you don't want to let it go either. So this is where this flow comes in. And I'm always looking for simple things you can play. Your right hand can stay right here, right? If your hands are too small to reach this octave, try to do it, but you can't do this. You can do this. It works too. But this is way better. Something about these octaves are very romantic, and I do have a little bit of pad under my keyboard, especially in that flow time. So let's figure out if, because you're going to want to play this in different keys. So we have root. So let's find this voicing. So we have the 5th. We have the root. We have that ninth. That's probably what makes. Then we have a fifth again. Practice that. Now your bass changes to 4. Try it over different chords. Let's try it over 6. Oh, that sounds good too. Let's try it over 2. Let's try it over 5. That voicing is money, money. To a 1. Alright, that's I Love You Lord today in D flat. This is Mike in Detroit, wishing you well, God bless you, and we will talk to you on the next one. Take care, bye-bye.